This video is to show you how to enclose all your seams when you're doing a yoke on a shirt or blouse. So the yoke is the piece that sits across the back of the shoulders, and usually all the seams are enclosed, as you can see here. So that's the outside, and then the inside is exactly the same. So how do we do that? To start with, you take your back piece and you enclose the body of the shirt between the two layers of yoke. Okay, so all I've done is I've put a pleat in my centre back, just because your back usually has a bit more ease in it. You might put two little pleats here, you may gather it. I've put a centre pleat in, and then I've put the right side of my yoke, outside yoke, next to the right side of my shirt. And then I've taken the other yoke, which I cut on the cross. You don't have to, but I find that it just gives it a bit of movement. So that's my inside yoke, and I've put the right side of my yoke to the wrong side of my shirt, so that when they're all sewn together, you end up with right side, wrong side. Okay. So once they're sewn together, you've then got to attach your shirt back to your shirt front. So to do that, put your shirt so that you've got your back, so that you've got the wrong side of the back facing upwards. Get rid of the outside yoke. So by that I mean just tuck it out of the way. So here I've got the inside of the shirt. Okay, so this is the wrong side of the fabric. And then I'm going to take my front, which is, I've already done the placket on. So the front I'm then going to place so that the wrong side of the shirts are together. So this is the right side facing up and the wrong side against the wrong side of the back. And then you just join your shoulders together. So I'm only sewing the front shoulder to the inside yoke at the moment. Okay, and then the next step is to join the outside yoke to the front, and this is where, if you want to call it magic, this is when the magic happens. So you take your front yoke that you've just sewn, the corner, the edge and the shoulder, and you take the corresponding part of your outside yoke, and then you're going to put them so that the right side of the shirt, which is this side, okay, so that's my front, that's the right side, and that's the right side of my outside yoke. You're going to put them so they're together. So what you do to do that is you turn them like that. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. So this is all wrong side here, this is right side, this is right side, and you're going to put right sides together. Okay, you put a pin in if you want to, and then you're going to turn it, and it's a bit fiddly, especially if your yoke isn't very wide, and then you're going to machine the same seam allowance that you've just machined. So I'm using 1/2 inch. What you might find easier is to sew it so that you can see the stitch line that you've already done, and then you can just literally machine straight over the top. But as you see, I'm just having to fiddle it to make sure that you're just getting those pieces. Be careful that you don't sew anything else in. So you have to kind of tuck the shoulder of the shirt inside what you're sewing, make a kind of sausage. And then pull it all out. Like I say, if your yoke is deeper, it's a lot easier to do. Also, this cotton is quite stiff, so it gets stuck very easily. But you just need to wiggle it out, and you're pulling it so that you end up with all your right sides on the outside. So it needs press, but there we go. We've got the seams all enclosed on both sides. Okay, so I'll do that again with the other shoulder. Missed a little bit there, but I'll do the other shoulder so you can see it again. So usually a good idea to do them both at the same time, as in sewing it all together for each stage. So sew both your shoulders together. So I'm just going to do it on the other one. So this is the wrong side of my front, and this is the wrong side of my back. I'm going to machine those together. Always start when you sew on a yoke, or sew your shoulder seams together. When you sew shoulder seams together, always start at the neck edge, because if they are different lengths, you can lose it in the shoulder. You shouldn't lose it in the neck, because you'll change the neck size. So these are wrong sides. That's the right side. That's the right side. And I'm going to turn it so I've got right sides together. And then this side, because I sewed it the other way, I can actually sew over the machine stitching that I've just done. Like I say, you can pin it, but I think you'll find it very fiddly to pin. You are better off just matching your edges as you go along. You need quite strong fingers to do it, I guess, just so that you can hold your fabric, because it will fight, especially the further along you get, because you're sandwiching the shoulders of the shirt into the yoke. Okay, so I've machined on that machine line again, and then pull it through. And there you go. Close seams on your yoke. Okay, you use that anywhere that you need to have two enclosed seams. Basically, you're just sandwiching the pieces in between each other. Okay, hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Happy sewing.